I want to be clear, I'm not disagreeing with you. And also, I think this is a really interesting excuse to talk about some of the ways that music theory terms can change over time. So when I hear you say Dorian Greensleeves, I assume you mean the version of the Greensleeves melody that has a raised sixth. So like in the Vaughan Williams Fantasia on Greensleeves, as opposed to the way we might normally hear it, I'm in D minor, the difference is between a B flat or a B natural. And we might, if we know about the time when this was written, the 16th or early 17th century, and we know that perhaps we're thinking in a more modal context, you might think, oh, okay, this is Dorian, and Dorian has a raised sixth, end of story. But it's a little bit more confusing than that because there is a superseding rule in music at the time, sort of remembered by the Latin motto, una nota super la semper est canendum fa, which means if you only have one note above la, you have to sing it as fa. Meaning in this case, if you only have one note above A, which is la, re, mi, fa, sol, la, the melody only has one note above it. That means you have to sing it as a half step. So it would be... That means that mode 1, Dorian, what we know as Dorian, could have occasionally had B flats, like in that instance. Now later in the melody, when we have... Absolutely, that's B natural. There's no reason for that to ever be B flat. And it's just one of those interesting things where we think Dorian is a very specific set of notes. But historically, the first mode had these other rules attached to it, and so often did have B flats in that one particular instance. So again, I love that version of the melody too, and this is not saying that it's bad or wrong, but historically, if you are specifically seeking like a historically quote unquote correct or authentic performance practice for that time in which it was written, it was almost certainly B flat, unless there's a version of the written music that exists that has like a sharp in front of the B, but I haven't seen one. So again, perfectly valid opinion to have, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to share this little nerdy bit of history about how the way we talk about music has changed.